Christian mamas, let me know if you want a full series talking about the spirits that affect our children. Is giving your child rules a bad thing? Is that something that we should not do? If you've been a mom for more than 2 years, I know that you have developed a appreciation for having rules for your child. Otherwise, kids run rampant. They do every which thing, and most of them things are things that they should not do. We serve a God who gives us rules, statutes, ordinances, laws, commandments for our well being, for our good. Also, because He is looking to see who is really His child. And the thing about having rules in your home helps you to identify which children in the house are yours and which ones are not. Struggling with rules, struggling to abide by rules, struggling to appreciate rules is oftentimes a result of spiritual interference from the kingdom of darkness. That's why I asked if you want a full series on spirits that will affect your children, let me know because we can run through that real easy. Why is this? Why do we have a dislike for rules? Why do children have a dislike for rules? Why do they test the boundaries? That is because obedience is one of the ways in which we access the kingdom of heaven. In Matthew chapter 7, verses 21 through 23, we have Yeshua, Jesus Christ, who is instructing on who is going to be able to enter the kingdom of heaven. There are people who are filled with the Holy Spirit. How do we know? They're able to say Yeshua is Lord, that Jesus is Lord. And that's something that you can only do with the indwelling of the Holy Spirit. So we have people who are Holy Spirit filled, who are believers, who are able to prophesy, cast out demons, and perform miracles that are not allowed into the kingdom of heaven. Why is that? 2 reasons. Number 1, they lacked intimacy with the Father and His Son. Number 2, they were lawless. That's what it means to be a worker of iniquity. When we break rules, we fall into the category of being a worker of iniquity. We fall into the category of being lawless. And this is something that will keep us out of the kingdom of heaven, even if we believe. Because Yeshua says, how do you call me Lord, Lord, and you do not do what I say? That being said, every word that you hear online, every word that you hear from a minister of the faith, you need to take back to the Father with an earnest heart. Why? Because if it is a spiritual decree, if it is a spiritual expectation for you, you want to make sure that you are posturing your heart as a child of God. You want to know more about what it means to be a child of God? Read 1 John chapter 3, where we're given the definition of what it means to be a child of God. And Yeshua tells us, Jesus Christ tells us that we know them by their fruits. So by your deeds, you are known to be a believer. By deeds, you're known to be a Christian mom. By your deeds, you are known to be a child of God. And this is something that we are to teach our children as well. In my newest children's book, I Am a Seer, the main character Isaac is given instructions by the Most High God to help him grow in his prophetic gift of being a seer. These rules and regulations that he is given doesn't make a lot of sense to him at a young age, but it's important for him to understand as he grows that there are some places he's not going to be able to go, some people he's not going to be able to be around, and some things he's not going to be able to do for his own protection, not to make his life hard, but to help him walk in holiness and sanctification so that at the end of his life, he will be called unto the Father, not just because he believed, not just because he was filled with the Holy Spirit, not just because he is highly gifted as a young child, but because he did what we are instructed to do over and over again by Yeshua, by Jesus Christ. Keep the commandments. Obey the Lord our God. That is how we abide in the vine that is Yeshua. That is how he abides in us. So all of this leads us to this one understanding. Rules are important and rules need to be followed. According to 1 John chapter 5, verse 3, for this is the love of God, that we keep his commandments, and his commandments are not burdensome. So the things that the Father needs you to do, that he expects you to do, and the things that he expects you to train your children to do, it's not hard. We just have to have a renewed mind and trust that we serve a good Father. Shalom.